some of their parents registered to vote. Most did register as Democrat. We thank Remy, as well as Joyce Conyers, who is actually streaming live. Hey, Joyce. She's not feeling well today, but we thank them for their spirited support and enthusiasm for registering so many high school students. Vice President's new business, Dr. Miller gave a report on the District 8 Health Fair and the NAACP Freedom Gala, which were both upcoming events. She also announced that Senator Miller planned to nominate the wife of the late Delegate Proctor, Susie Proctor, to complete her husband's term as delegate for the District 27B until the next election. Finally, she mentioned and announced about the next redistricting meeting, which was held on October 3rd, 2015 in Laurel, Maryland. And this actually grew into a larger discussion about redistricting and Governor Hogan's goal to create more Republican districts in the state, which is why we're having the presentation tonight by our own Nathaniel Bryant. We had three guest speakers. The first was Senator Muse from District 26. He encouraged us to unite and have a conversation and deal with our areas of weakness. He indicated that the government should work from the bottom up and not the top down. And at the end of the day, that his constituents want to know what is he doing about their taxes and keeping them in their homes and preventing home foreclosures. Our second speaker was Delegate Darrell Barnes. He admonished us that voting does have consequences, and that he encouraged us to work to do more, and particularly encouraged us to come to Annapolis because he needed an army of people to help him and others to legislate. Our special guest speaker was Delegate Derek Davis, who is also a candidate for Maryland's 4th Congressional District. Before Delegate Davis gave his candidacy speech, he cautioned the club to understand that Governor Hogan created the Redistricting Commission to increase Republican representation, and that all House delegate seats would be single-member districts. He then moved to his candidacy and indicated why he was running for Congress. Basically, he said that he had consulted with many former leaders, such as Congressman Al Wynn, Congressman Kwesi Mfume, as well as current Congressman Cummings, and each of them advised him that he must have a heart to serve and that make sure that he could make a difference. And because of that, he stepped out and decided to run. He was one of the last candidates to actually file for candidacy, and he basically said that he was still working on the people's behalf and did not want to stop his Wall Street or Main Streets, but the side and back streets of the district. He believes that government is failing to live up to its creed on a number of fronts, from dawn, meaning the children, to twilight, meaning the seniors, and also those who are in the shadows, meaning the disabled. Delegate Davis said he wanted to work on the following issues: taxes, attack on the middle class, women's issues, and threat to federal work. To today's robust deregulation of energy in the state. Next, special recognition. Dr. Dula gave special recognition to Chef Edward Whitfield of the Prince George's Community College, who was once a faculty member at Crossan High School, training students in culinary arts, and who helped to create the college's hospitality and tourism and culinary arts department, where he has served for over 20 years. There are currently 290 to 300 students enrolled in the college's program, and Dr. Dula thanked Chef Whitfield for his dedication to training students in the culinary arts and the impact it will have on National Harbor and MGM. Our social media team, Ms. Tara Lewis, gave a report on how the club is now has a Twitter account, and all the names in terms of contacting us on social media include South County Dems. The website is southcountydebs.com. Closing remarks were given by our president, announcing that we would acknowledge today, actually yesterday was Maryland's Emancipation Day, and he indicated that we would be making a dedication at today's meeting. The meeting was adjourned at 8:34 p.m. For those of you who did get the minutes electronically, are there any corrections? Hearing none, Dr. Doolittle moves that the minutes be approved as read.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. Any nays? Okay, it's been moved, seconded, and approved. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to also say that we are seeking committee members. I would like to solicit members for the community, for the Public Relations Committee, as well as the Legislative Committee. I'll ask Mr. Nathaniel Bryant if he would spearhead the Legislative Committee for us. And I think he agreed.
He didn't say no.
He didn't say no. So let's give him a hand to make it. Okay, and so we welcome him aboard to do that, because I've known Mr. Bryant for quite some time now. And if you know him, you know him to be a person that is proactive and has his sleeves rolled up and is engaged in legislative matters, because he really cares about Prince George's County. And so we welcome you to that position, sir. And we know that we're going to have some fun in Annapolis this year. I'll buy lunch the first time. Okay. And we also need someone for the Public Relations Committee. We'd like to have at least 3 to 4 members on each committee, so that we can get some good ideas, and so that no one would have to end up doing all things. Okay, I'm going to save media for a little later, but tonight we have our public speaker here, and that is Dr. Alvin Thornton. He is currently at Howard University, but he is running for the Congressional District 4 seat. Dr. Thornton, what we have done is we've tried to have a guest speaker each meeting that is vying for that position. And so just like with them, we welcome you tonight, sir, and we look forward to hearing you make a presentation. Thank you, and please come forward.
You all and to be in the presence of my colleague Dr. Dula and Brother Bryant and others that I've known over the years. Croppers picking cotton in the belly of George Wallace's Alabama. But here I stand before you this evening as a candidate for Congress, which is really all. You know that most of our people don't, which is a part of the struggle. Mm-hmm. At least where Martin sat, and was mentored by Martin's mentors, and understood what it was, why it was so important to try to lead and serve people on behalf of the least of us. Having grown up, in conditions that I said I grew up in, without indoor toiletries and without running water and outhouses and all of that, right? But here I am now, former provost at Howard, an associate provost at Howard, and chief advisor to the president, and full professor, and chairman of the political science department, chairman of the Board of Education 3 times in Prince George's County, and leader of the Thornton Commission, and I think one of the leaders that opened this county up on behalf of our people to give businesses opportunity. When it wasn't easy to do that. We didn't always have county execs and senators and delegates and lieutenant governors. Somebody had to open the floodgates. Somebody had to be bold enough to speak truth to power when it wasn't easy to do so. You didn't have come down to Annapolis, let's have a meeting. We didn't have any black folk in Annapolis. We had to fight. And so some of us had to step out on faith, and we did. I don't regret it. I mean, there's some bruises, right?
Yeah.
But we did.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of me, right? I'm now a father of two daughters, graduates of the Prince George's County School System, engineer, lawyer, very accomplished, shows what our school system can do on behalf of our children. Yeah, we fight for them. I was always PTA president, Central High School, now have 4 grandchildren, a wife of 43 years,
Right.
my sweetheart ever since the 3rd grade.
Ooh.
So, I want to model that, right? This is not about some lofty promises to people, because I don't believe in that. I've been fed that stuff. I know when it's unreal. You have to show me that you've lived it and that you are it. It's not words, okay? So that's kind of who I am, right?
Okay.
I've been in Prince George's County since 1971, as I said. On some of the, and most people might not, most people know me as Thornton Commission, which is what I think is one of the most revolutionary things that has been done in the state of Maryland. And we need to remember what it is, revive it, and recommit ourselves to it, because it's the most revolutionary thing that's been done in the history of Maryland. Now, why do I say that? I say that because the metropolitan area is about race and real estate. And it's always been about that. And it's now about class in real estate. So you organize people around consumption of housing, and you allocate public services based upon that, based upon their race and their class. And if you can break that up and make that unprofitable, we have a chance. We have a chance for our lives to not be undervalued. See, I'm a fighter that says that our lives will not be undervalued in Prince George's just because we're black. Our businesses won't be undervalued, our politics won't be undervalued, our schools won't be undervalued, our children won't be undervalued. And we will have voices, eloquent voices, not stammering, who have the experience and background and the knowledge in order to speak on behalf of our people so that life will not be undervalued. Why was wealth so systematically, intentionally sucked out of our community over the past 5 or 6 years? Why was there not leadership to warn our people, protect our people, get in between those who would harm them, and suck the value out of their homes? Foreclosed on, 100,000 undervalued, right? That's intentional. That's not some economy crisis. Come on, give me a break.
Amen.
That's intentional, it's structured, and people go where they knew it could happen. Where they knew where the people were unprotected, without a voice to say, SunTrust, Wells Fargo, you will not do this to my people. I know, I'm in office. My job is to know, is to warn them in meetings like this. If they come to you with a subprime loan, with some joke, right? You don't have to pay anything down, right? We're going to adjust your rate, subprime loan, first-time homeowners, our children who have done everything we asked them to do, go to college, get an education, get out, get your job, buy yourself a home, have done everything we asked them to do, and they were raped.
That's right.
Many of us were raped with
Yep.
equity in our homes. So see, as a what was being done to our people, I'm not angry. I just tell the truth. So our people will know. When it comes to this congressional district concept was written in the basement of my home. There was no 4th congressional district. Black people talking about the Voting Rights Act. The Voting Rights Act, black people's vote was diluted and divided. North of Central Avenue and south of Central Avenue. Half of it given to a conservative white Republican, Reaganite, we're talking about Democrats, Republicans, wasn't about Democrats, Republicans. It was about incumbency. Given to Marjorie Holt on the north side and given to the north side, Democrats. We had no black representation. There was no Al Wynn. So I started writing in the Prince George's Journal because I knew I was a political scientist. And I had tenure, and no one could fire me.
Amen.
I didn't have any county jobs, but that's how they kept our people dependent. So no one could fire me. I could speak.